All right. Well, I think we're on.
We are on without a guess. You lost your guess.
Well, I actually had kind of two people set up to come on the show. Now these people have something. Oh, sorry. These people, they have like a show where they're against the government, but they're not in line with Mandela effects, Bigfoot communities, Matrix stuff. They're not flat Earth. They weren't into it. But I wanted somebody on like that just to hear an outside point of view.
Yeah, I want to hear that. Yeah,
you know what I mean, just to hear an outside point of view. But the problem is, when some of these people you get are not part of any kind of these kind of community, they say they'll come on, but then the last minute they say they can't. Now, is it because they really can't, or do they decide like, oh shit, what did I get myself into?
I mean, you're intimidating. You're not a very handsome man, and you're pretty fucking scary.
I am a very
scary person. Man. I've got a beard, and people don't like guys with beards, man. Other men that don't have beards don't like guys with beards. You always make fun of guys with beards. So, I can see if did the guy have a beard, or did he have a beard or anything, a mustache?
No, he didn't have a beard, but he kind of had like long, stringy hair, and he's really hair. Really hates the government. And I thought,
stringy hair and hates the government. I don't know, man. Maybe. I mean, most people that I've met with the community usually have pretty well tamed hair. I shave my head, so but I do have a beard. But I use oils. I use oils to soften it. It smells wonderful, so I'm not like grungy too much. I mean, I smell like like the armpit of a tree, like an oak tree's armpit. If an oak tree had a way to poof, it would smell like me right now. Yeah,
But beyond that, I mean, I'm excited for Thursday because the Sasquatchers.
That's gonna be cool. That'd be cool.
There's three of them. There's three girls.
Yeah,
and they actually have their own website, regular website, and everything. So they have multiple sites. Facebooks, Instagram, and just to hear their thoughts of Bigfoot and all that. And what's cool is they don't know too much about the Dogman part, but I thought we can talk together, find some stories. Because maybe there's stuff that they don't know about Dogman that we were learning.
I've been looking into it.
Perfect.
I always approach things like, I'm going through antiquity, and she's correct. It's a huge Mandela effect for me, probably for Brian. That's why he had her on there. I've never seen those pictures before. I've never seen a medieval painting with a half dog, half human anywhere, ever. I mean, you heard the stories of the lycanthropes, werewolves, all the stories and the myths behind it. There's always a myth behind it, right?
There is.
I've never seen the pictures like the way she presented it, so I wouldn't follow it up. And yeah, those pictures exist. She's not pulling them out of nowhere. They're now. No. So they're there now, and these things are dated. They're dated back to the supposedly 16th century, 15th century. And before, so these pictures are there. So somebody a long time ago took the actual effort to paint them. So that means they're painting them for a reason. Now, I'm not saying they didn't exist, but I'm not going to talk about them. So what I'm going to talk about is Fort Lewis. Now listen to this. You're like, right, what's Fort Lewis have to do with anything?
Well, it's military base.
Fort Lewis Historical Museum. So as you know, I worked at Fort Lewis Historical Museum. And in the back, we had large boxes that I had to preserve. I had to wear the gloves and pull out these fine they're like little comic books. They're little books, but they're comics. They're like comics / books. And these books are propaganda books for the United States military, the military actually had, they had propagandists. And we talk about Dr. Seuss was working for the military as a propagandist. So he drew a lot of his things in cartoony, anthropomorphic animals into animal humans, because a lot of the satire was done in anthropomorphic. And what anthropomorphic means, if I draw this bunny rabbit. This bunny rabbit's going to have actual human features, like a human face slash rabbit, to give you an idea of what. And the rabbit itself will have its own signification of what a rabbit is. You know, it looks for holes or whatever. So going back to Fort Lewis, in these, oddly enough, in these magazines, they had the World War One. They were World War One comic books. And these were Americans in the comics, and these Americans were fighting the Krauts, and all the Krauts, the Germans. Oh, now we have German grandmothers, so people were not putting down Germany. Whatever. I don't like fucking Nazis, but anyway. So these are before pre-Nazi. So these Germans were like regular human faces, and they had their rifles, but they made them look stupid. They kind of look stupid with their rifles, right? They're like. The Germans, and then the Americans, oddly enough, all of the Americans had a wolf's face. Swear to God. All of the drawn Americans in American uniform all had a wolf's head. They had a wolf's head. Now, I swear to God, you guys can fucking believe it. Go look for the literature. Maybe it's gone. I don't know. May God strike me fucking down right here. Either you believe me or you don't. But I would. It is no big deal. I went through these comic books. And the idea of these comic books, these American soldiers had wolf faces. Now, I asked one of the experts, one of the historians. I said, okay, why do the Krauts, the Germans, the enemy, and the Prussians, why do they have human faces, and why do the American GIs all have wolf faces? They all have wolf. It's black and white, so the cartoons were all in black and white. In my time, black and white. And they had the wolf's face with like a shade around the bottom part of their jawbone. The wolf looked pretty ferocious, you know, big, kind of hairy. The wolf white, you know, the American black, whatever, mixed whatever. But who cares? The American soldier, blended you were, all had the wolf's face. And so the curators, he laughed. He says it's because in World War One they had a shortage of officers. Okay, there's a shortage of officers. So a lot of the soldiers went unshaven. They didn't go shaving. A lot of all the GIs didn't shave. So they had a problem with shaving in World War One. That's as basic as that. In World War One, they had a problem with shaving in the military. They didn't shave in the field. They didn't have hot water. Most of them didn't have razors, or they got rid of their razors and said they were out of razors, he said. Anything and everything to not shave. They just didn't feel like shaving. So sometimes they would have shaving camps in World War I. And literally, these hygienists would show up and make all these fucking soldiers, the medical people come around and make them wash their crotches, make them wash their armpits, because they're out in the fucking dirt and mud, and they don't fucking know. These are hometown kids from New York, from LA, all over the fucking the boondocks, the fucking countryside. They didn't clean up. Showed them how to clean their faces. These are called doughboys. They're called doughboys. The American soldier back in World War I were called doughboys. Look it up. So they had them clean their faces up with razors. They didn't like it. So as soon as those shaving camps left, the doughboys, American soldiers, went back to not shaving again. So it became, so when they had the propagandists out there drawing pictures that, like, guys like, again, Dr. Seuss in the field drawing propaganda pictures, literally the French were already drawing American soldiers to look like wolves. They looked like wolves. And because the reason why they drew them like wolves is because they wouldn't stop whistling at the girls. American soldiers in World War I, the doughboys, couldn't get enough of the ladies. So they went hunting for the girls in Germany.
Rob, we got to freeze. I got a bad image in my head for a second. Brian is listening in the shower.
Oh
God. So you're talking about people with not shaving, and you got a man in a shower taking a shower while you're talking about soldiers who couldn't shave.
Seriously,
what kind of man does that?
Thank you for sharing that little bit of extra you have there. That's
what kind of man takes a shower when you're talking about people in the field can't even shave?
And he's in the shower. That's fucking nice.
Have fun in that shower.
World War I doughboys. Thanks a lot, Brian.
You can
That's a
continue.
different spec of World War One doughboys. So World War One doughboys. So the French were drawing the. Joey's with. Well, he does like your balls. I'm not going to lie to you about that.
He does. He does talk about his balls a lot.
He loves his balls for some reason.
Now,
He's probably got a handful of them right
you think if Brian was in World War One and they had one razor, that Joey would shave his balls?
He would probably shave his balls with it. He wouldn't shave his face. We would definitely go for the balls. He likes them balls. So, so back to actual history. So
Sorry about that.
They're already drawing the American doughboy as wolves. And so the American propagandists continued drawing them and made little propaganda magazines for kids back home, for mom and dad. They went back home. When they opened, I saw them. There were thousands of these books. We had them all. I was putting them away and organizing them, and I thought they were awesome. But all the American soldiers of World War I had wolf faces because they were howling and whistling at the girls or whatever the story is. This is what they thought of the Americans, a bunch of goddamn dogs, a bunch of wolves out there running around all over France. So going back to the dogma of literature, I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm not saying. I'm sharing a story that what I learned about in a museum. Possibly they could have been a bunch of wild, like Tartarian, like or it could have been a specific group of people or soldiers or tribes that the locals thought of them like that, and they were a form of propaganda, or a form of propaganda. Could have drew them like they did in World War I, the American doughboys. I'm just saying, and then probably not it. I don't want to go, look, he's debunking. I'm not debunking. I'm just sharing a story about how World War I.
Hold on. Now, let's add a little science fiction into this.
Yeah.
Remember the movie, is it Overlord?
Yeah.
Where in World War II, the Nazis did experiments on people with human DNA.
They did a lot. Eugenics.
A lot. They actually did a lot. The movie wasn't lying about them doing experiments. Could they create it? Dogman?
Well, then you're talking biblical, because then you're splicing two types of DNA together. Did they have the technology back then to splice two? I mean, they had Dolly. You remember Dolly the sheep? So they had Dolly, and Dolly didn't live very long. They had the Chinese are supposedly trying to hybridize chimpanzees and humans. They've been practicing that. Trying to, just cloning alone is a pain in the ass, let alone hybrid human animals. That's pretty difficult. But they did make NASA, right? So they did build the rockets, and they were building all sorts of things. Maybe the Galaka. So maybe they had.
Dolly was in the 90s. Is this like a different Dolly?
No, so should be. Yeah, he's about right about the 90s. Yeah, he's correct. That was Dolly. Was that clone? The first cloned sheep was a sheep. She was a cloned sheep.
Well, the title of the show is basically The Last Mandela Effect. Are we clones? And the reason I was thinking about the clones, actually, I did see a clone of you last night.
Did you?
I actually was bored last night on Netflix. I watched a documentary on ZZ Top.
Oh, very good then.
So I saw you on there.
I was on. Okay, good. Which way did I swing the cigar or the guitar? There's a Mandela effect with the swinging the guitar. Nobody still knows the answer yet.
But I got to show you a couple things because Seattle's in coronavirus scare. Coronavirus is everywhere. Coronavirus is outside underneath. That's what I was telling you on Friday. I might have to do the show an hour earlier because the schools are shutting down on Friday, so they can do a deep cleaning for the coronavirus.
So stupid. The coronavirus. So fake.
I took the advice of the doctor. I went to the store and bought a couple things for the coronavirus in case we have to be trapped for 14 days.
You got shit paper, right?
I got a box of refried beans.
Oh, very good.
Gotta have refried beans while you're trapped in the coronavirus. And
tacos. You gotta have tacos, burritos.
The number one thing that you had to buy, that everybody says you have to get, there's a big mad dash for it, is toilet paper.
Nice.
Gotta have that toilet paper. This is the
Is it
number one
soft?
item that's selling out everywhere. So I went to Costco, got my toilet paper for the coronavirus. So,
Is that
so I guess you have to. I guess with this coronavirus, you must shit a lot, right?
Apparently, yeah. So is it a 2-ply? Is it soft?
Oh, let me look. Because they were out of the corporate signature. This
You
is
don't want your
Charmin.
fingers going through the paper.
Charmin is not giving us any money for this. This is no.
You're in a hurry.
This is our softest and most absorbent. It is 30 jumbo rolls, and it is 2-ply. It is 2-ply, so it will wipe your ass pretty good.
It is 2-ply.
So apparently, this is the number one thing you got to have for the coronavirus. So everybody, if the coronavirus is coming, get your package of shit paper now.
Well, what people need to do, they need to go old school. They need to learn how to
refried beans. Get your refried beans too.
Yeah. They need to do a farmer blow. They got to go like this. They got a farmer blow. I mean, if everybody learns how to farmer blow, you don't need tissue paper. I can solve the tissue paper problem.
Yeah. You don't want to be like this guy. This guy has the coronavirus.
He has the coronavirus.
Yeah.
I thought you said that was your daughter.
It was too late to give him the item, the medicine. It's too late. But I was so sad, Bob.
What's that?
Costco did not have any. They didn't have the cure. They did not have Corona beer. They did not have any Corona beer at Costco.
Oh. They were selling out over here, man. They marked down the fucking price. Pissed me off. It didn't piss me off. It made me happy. But everybody in England loves Corona, so they're buying all the fucking Coronas because nobody cares. I don't see a panic here. There's too many like-minded people here in fucking where I'm at. They're just laughing about the Corona. Nobody is scared. Nobody.
Dude, where the wife works, all the IT people, they all get to work from home. They don't have to show up to work. They get to work from home. And apparently, the wives, they're having a meeting this week on half the people get to work from home. And they got to pick the half who wants to come in. Like, oh my God. I mean, dude, if you get it, you get it. Like the food. Take care of yourself, drink some water, get some refried beans, get a lot of shit paper. You're good.
You know what kills? Here's how stupid people are. Not the people we have in a sidebar. They're brilliant. But the people in general. You know how stupid people are? You know what kills the coronavirus? Ultraviolet light. That means stepping outside in that sun. You know we're going to have another 2 weeks to a week to 3 weeks. It's springtime. This is the time when fucking flus die. And so people that get out to that sun, don't lock your way. That is a lie. You don't lock yourself in the house. You go into that fucking sun. I don't care. It ain't mine. It's not yellow, but at least it's useful for ultraviolet fucking light. Get your ass in that sun in a chair if you're sick. Sit outside with a blanket, but get a little bit of sun. Just get a little bit of sun. Get yourself, put your hands up, kind of butt ass naked, and walk outside and get a little bit of sun on your white asses. And then black asses, whatever ass you got, shiny ass, I don't fucking know. But get a little bit of that sunshine on your shiny ass and fucking and get that ultraviolet light on you. They're trying to get everyone to stay inside to get sicker. If you stay in your house, you'll get sicker.
What's weird is you hear all these people that having the coronavirus, right? And sometimes I take my wife to work downtown. She works downtown Seattle, where it's both explode, right? All the homeless people, they're all the same. They're all there drinking. I'm not making fun of homeless people, but the exact same homeless people I see every day, still on the streets, probably eating from garbage, eating from stuff. And I don't see not one of them sick.
No, what I'm saying.
No, I'm not joking. People take pictures.
Outside.
Go to your cities. Take pictures of your homeless. When the coronavirus explodes, go there 2 weeks. Let's see if the homeless people are still there. They're probably still there, drinking, eating. Now, actually, because of the coronavirus, these poor people are probably starving because nobody's throwing food out because everybody's
poor fucking homeless guy, and they know it's fake. They're outside going. A lot of people in Manchester. There are homeless people that chose it because they're awake. I have met a lot of awake people. They are awake. When I say awake, they don't remember the white sun. They remember a yellow sun. They remember full fucking stars. They remember everything the way it used to be. Ed McMahon, any old jokes, whatever have. They remember all the old stuff. These fuckers walked off the grid. They said they ain't doing it no more because they know that ain't the queen. They know the government's fake. They see everybody is fake. As implants are calling them, and they walked away. They walked away. There's homeless people that are awake. There's a large percentage of homeless people that are awake. They just walked away. But here's another thing, Eric. I want to tell you this about the coronavirus. Let me tell you this. Now, I got some emails. So I do my own shows. Everyone knows I've been doing my own shows for 4 years, and they're mostly for the loyalists that have been around since 2016. I've been coding for a very long time. A lot of these people that have been following my steps, they're following my breadcrumbs, and they're sold their houses, got rid of all their shit, they got their backpacks, and they're out and about and traveling. So you have waves of people that are traveling, and they're following my footsteps. They're following my breadcrumbs, and they're seeing these things. Now I'm getting emails like, for instance, anything with antiquity, anything with artifacts to look at, anything I talked about shut down. The Louvre shut down. In Italy, all the Vatican, all those. If somebody woke up and wanted to go look at Moses with horns, and they go to see Moses with horns, they're turned away. So all of the museums have shut down. The coronavirus, fuck everything. The coronavirus, they have shut down all the museums. People like me that want to go out and debunk, I don't sit in a fucking car. I don't sit in the basement and talk about shit. I go look at it with my own fucking eyes, and I touch it with my hands because I'm blind. But anyway, I go look at this shit. And these people like me, they want to go look at the Mandela affected fucking artifacts that have changed, and they can't now. Everybody's being turned away. So all these people that have been doing what I'm doing and going on the road and looking at all these artifacts in person, going to the Vatican, going to these countries, going to the museums, turned away. Why are they turned away? Because of the fucking coronavirus. So they're like sitting there, hey man, we can't go there. We can't go to the Louvre. We can't go to fucking. we can't go. We can't go here. We can't go to the Vatican there. We can't go look at this. We can't go look at the Thinker. We can't go look at all these things with our own eyes because they shut it down. They shut it down. Now think about that. People that are like me that want to go and look at these things and see the actual Mandela effects with their eyes. Now I'm not saying that they're wrong online. They're true, but some things are lies. And you get people with liar sites that do they pick up all the fake shit and CGI and all that fun stuff. But to go look at it and go touch it and go see it, and you know it's real, it's really changed. But now they're stopping people. That's another reason for the coronavirus, man. Because you got people in fucking France, specifically with the Mandela effect, to go look at the changes for themselves, to prove it to themselves it's real. By physically going there.
They're even moving movie dates. Like I guess that James Bond movie is supposed to come out in a couple of weeks. Now they moved it to November. So movies are moving. And it's like
that's weird. That's a Mandela effect for me. That's weird. Me and the flatmates about a month back, I debunked me on this one. We're excited about seeing it because it was supposed to be out at the mall. And we decided not to because somebody's mom showed up in town. We had to go big old dinner, breakfast thing, whatever, at this Italian restaurant. So we waited to go because I'm broke. But we're going to go back and see it. But then all of a sudden, it's not out. I'm like, what do you mean it's not out? It was out. It was out at the fucking theater here in Manchester. It was out. We looked into the fucking paper. It was out. It was never out. Like, I could have sworn I saw that fucking movie out here. We were going to go see it.
They're moving it to November.
That's a mistake, though. I'm not going to call that anything of an effect. I was going to call that a mistake, but I could have sworn that movie was already out. That throws me off, dude.
Well, it just shows you that the fear is winning. People are winning. People are not going, hey, I went to the movies last Friday, had some good seats, enjoyed it, sit down. I'm going to movies this Friday.
Yeah, you're not supposed to kiss. Don't kiss each other. Don't hug each other. Don't shake hands, people. Don't do anything like that. Don't get intimate with each other. Don't do anything. In fact, if you guys could just separate each other right now and go to separate rooms, that's the best thing.
And I will tell people, don't go watch The Way Back. Don't go watch it. Don't watch it. If you want to see the movie about somebody being drunk, life, then this movie's for you. The basketball stuff in it was dumb. It was dumb. But hey, Bob, we're going back to Nazis because Nikita wants us to talk about something about Nazis. So what do you got about Nazis?
No. Well, no. We don't have to go back to the Nazis. We don't have to go back to the Nazis.
I thought you were a Nazi. You want to defend the Nazis.
Oh yeah, don't you know? I'm an Aryan.
I got you both on here. Let me ask this question because part of the title of the show is about clones. Because I've heard on several other shows that I want you guys to give me the understanding on why is this even, why is this a clone or not? People were talking about how like the Beatles guy, Paul McCartney. It's not a real Paul McCartney. So I'm thinking about clones. So what's the theory behind the thought process of Paul McCartney is not really the real Paul McCartney? What is the theory and story behind that? Let me start with you and Nikita on that one.
Yeah, I'm new to it.
Have you heard that?
It's not Chiqueta. Yeah. It's not Chiqueta anyway.
I'm sorry. I'll just call you Mike.
Mike.
Yeah, just call
That's
me
why
Mike.
I go by my real name. I don't like fake names.
Yeah, it's like
I was calling
Nikita.
Nikita. I got a bad accent. Jacacho. Nachos. I'm gonna call you Nachos. Yeah, Nachos.
Man,
We'll just use the
please
word
don't
Mike.
Call me Nachos, man. Call me Mike.
So Mike, have you heard that theory
course,
about Paul McCartney?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, I think people said that he might have died of a car accident. I don't think the guy is a clone, though. I don't think the dude is a clone. The guy who replaced him that looks similar to Paul McCartney. Actually, I heard something new. Was it today? I was over at Brian's show, and Steve JMO was saying that this guy who replaced Paul was actually the son or one of the sons of Aleister Crowley, which was new information to me. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You know Aleister Crowley?
Yeah.
Right? You guys know?
Yeah, I know all about him. Yeah, he's supposed to be this. Also, Bush Senior's wife. What's her name? Bush Senior's wife is supposed to be the daughter.
Barbara Bush.
Barbara.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
I believe that. I knew that, but I didn't know that this guy who replaced Paul was the son of Aleister Crowley. I'm not sure like they had the tech for cloning personally. I think for sure, like there's a guy. His name is like David Oates. He does like these reverse, what do you call it? Like songs that you play them backwards, and then you can hear. So like if you listen to the Beatles, like Strawberry Fields Forever, and another interesting thing, like on their album. What is that? The Yellow Submarine? Is that the album?
Yellow Submarine, yes.
There is a picture. There is a photo of Aleister Crowley. Like, you got like all those like black and white photos of all these different people there. Aleister Crowley is on there as well. So there's some kind of connection going on.
But
let
me ask this: anybody can answer this, even in the chat. Why do you think they chose Paul McCartney to replace him, but not like when John Lennon got shot and say he didn't get shot and replace him with somebody? Why did they replace Paul, you think, in your opinion, and not John Lennon?
Well, I think if the guy, died accidentally, let's say he died in a car accident, you still want to keep the Beatles together. It's a brand, right? It's kind of for money, it's
makes sense.
You want to keep the band together. I mean, like, you don't want to break up the band. You don't want to replace him with somebody completely different, right? And say Paul died, and then it was kind of, I think they didn't want to take risks, in my opinion.
I was just curious, what people thought about that.
Well, he looks different.
Yeah,
I gotta admit that he looks really different. That's all I could say
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah, you don't talking about. He looks way different, man. I saw him in some recent videos. Somebody sent me that same question. I said I don't know enough about him. I'll just say right now, but I don't recognize that guy. That's an old man.
Yeah,
His face looks way different.
Yeah.
Weird.
I mean, it is about money.
There's a
I mean,
lot
I
of
wish.
differences. There's a lot of differences.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they can't be like the band Kiss, right? They just replace somebody like that, like nothing, and they just keep going.
For the makeup. They just put
They put the makeup on and like, hey, here
they
we
got
are.
makeups on anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's going back to the Strawberry Fields Forever. If you play that song backwards, there is a verse that says, "We buried Paul. We buried Paul." It plays like that, so it's kind of crazy.
Now I gotta go listen to it.
I know, right? I gotta get that record and do it.
Yeah. Play it backwards and you'll hear it. "We buried Paul" is in there for sure.
Wow.
Be like that movie Trick or Treat, taking the record, playing it backwards.
Yeah, backwards. Yeah, I remember back in the '80s, everybody was playing their records backwards, listening for the background music. People don't know, but Queen, what's Another One Bites the Dust was one of my favorite ones to play backwards. Does anybody remember what Another One Bites the Dust backwards is? Don't tell him, Eric. Do you remember? You don't remember.
I know what you're talking about.
Nice. Anybody know what Another One Bites the Dust backwards is?
God, I know what you're talking about because the '80s was famous for taking records to make it go backwards.
Well, we played that one backwards a lot.
Yeah.
I wanted to verify it. I don't trust anything. And it does say it. It does say something. It's just the way it is.
What does it say?
I'm waiting for someone to sidebar to come up with an idea. I mean, it's a good one. Anybody come up with an idea?
Okay.
Come on, Ryan. Ryan, you're a music lover. You might know this.
It's pretty passive.
A lot of chord music. Let us tell us. I know you got to know this. I forgot.
Because
I know Led Zeppelin, you're supposed to have a lot of music that's backwards.
There's a guy. Named John Todd. Have you guys ever heard of this guy named John Todd?
No.
John Todd. He was supposedly an ex-Satanist back in like 1970s. He was like a record producer and stuff like this. And he came out and he was like a big truth bomb teller. And he was saying that they were doing like ritual magic at record companies and stuff. Okay. And then they were doing ritual magic, and what they would do is they would get the master copy of whatever band or whatever, and they would do ritual magic to put demons into the master copy, and then after they did the ritual, then they would make master copy, right? That's how it works. And so all these music that's been coming out from probably back like even further beyond that, but he was a big part of that. And if you YouTube Jonathan Todd or John Todd, he talks about this kind of stuff, and it's crazy. It's really crazy,
Why not? Anything for extra help. So, like you said, I believe it because I remember this right here. Somebody found it. This is what it says backwards, and it's clear. You can hear it.
It's fun to smoke marijuana.
It's fun to smoke.
Well,
you play it backwards. It goes, it's fun to smoke marijuana. It's fun to smoke marijuana.
There's a guy. There's a guy in Australia. His name is David Oates. David Oates, he does on sound, and he plays them backwards to like political speeches or music, and then he plays them backwards, and then he found somebody is genuine when they say with the sound backwards, it says the same as it plays forward. But if the guy not genuine, if they're lying, then when they actually says the opposite of talking about when they're playing forward. So that's very interesting as well.
Yeah, no, we went to a church when we were kids, and they were like all of a sudden steeped into the occult, and they were, because it was the 80s, man. They were telling, we had buddies with long, Mexican buddy of mine had long ass hair. He's a diehard Ozzy fan. Totally loves Aleister Crowley with a big poster. So there's a lot of, because he played a song, Mr. Crowley. So everybody was obsessed with Crowley back in the 80s. And so they were really pushing against all the heavy metalists to get out of the heavy metal scene because of all the Satan worshiping.
Was that the song that guy commit suicide?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, There's so many propaganda stories that would commit suicide, murdering, there's sacrificing, but there was no evidence.
Whose wife caused the big parental advisory sticker on the albums? Who was that wife? A man who ran for president and who put on a rock concert. So who's his wife who did that? Come on, somebody you guys got to know. Who was the bitch who caused to put parental advisory sticker on the albums?
The actor's wife.
It's a woman, but who was it? What's her name? Oh, last name right.
Ooh.
Gore. Tipper Gore.
No.
Tipper Gore, the wife of Al Gore, the one who actually put on a rock concert.
So Tipper Gore, she did an NWO or in Niggers with an Attitude. What's it called? NW. I don't know. I forgot. They're badass. They're really good. They're really good at the time.
Well, she was part of that wave that's saying metal music was the devil's music. Suicide is not for kids. Where that's when they started to take away your free will. Well,
they were making you rebel.
Listen, seriously, if you did kill yourself over a song, I'm sorry. I hate to say this, you deserve to be dead. You should never kill yourself over a freaking song. I'm sorry. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's very. You're gonna kill yourself over something anyway because you're very weakly minded. If a song calls you.
If you commit suicide, you come back. The earth takes you. The earth likes suicide because the earth will take you back, and you'll come back as like a little thing in someone's asshole. You're like a polyp in someone's rectum. You'll be like some nasty little worm in the ground. You'll come back as a lot of beautiful things.
I remember.
Have you guys?
We're not making fun of suicide, guys, because our brother sister committed suicide, so we know about.
Yeah.
So it's not. I'm not making light of it.
I don't disagree with you. I understand what you're saying. Have you guys seen this movie called Boys from Brazil?
Oh yeah.
I haven't.
Boys from Brazil.
Yeah, they're cloning Hitler. Cloning Hitler.
Yeah, they're cloning Hitler. Yeah.
That was actually they tried to start it as a myth. Because the reason is you're correct in a way that a lot of Nazi
boys from Brazil. I gotta look it up. I've never heard of it.
A lot of Nazis escaped to South America. A lot of them went to South America. In fact, we're Jim Jones. You know Jim Jones that don't drink the Kool-Aid. Jim Jones with all his fucking parish people there. That area was owned by Germans, and some of them suspected to be fucking Nazis. Pretty shitty ones, old ones at the time. They leased them that land. I mean, who else would lease those whack jobs of fucking property in South America? Not the locals. These people are crazy. But the Nazis, the Germans.
Well, it's well documented that the Germans went to Argentina and they created a community, and Hitler probably went there, and his body double is the one who got burnt, committed suicide and got burnt with gasoline or whatever. But he lived, till his old age.
This movie's 1978.
I believe it.
Yeah, 1978. Wow. That's the year I was born. And the movie actually talks about how they cloned Hitler. So they kept Hitler's DNA. They kept his DNA. And they would get embryos, and they would wipe out the DNA of the embryo, and they would inject Hitler's DNA into them, right? And then they would impregnate women. So they had carriers. They had various women, and they had many of them. So they had all these Hitlers, actually, in the movie. Yeah. They didn't just have one. They had many Hitlers, and they wanted to create a new Hitler. They wanted to create a new Hitler by creating the same kind of situation, same kind of trauma that Adolf Hitler had gone through as a child, and recreate those situations.
It was nominated for Oscars.
That's fucked up.
It was nominated for 3 Oscars.
For 3 Oscars, actually, okay.
Well, yeah, but it was actually a pretty good movie. It's interesting. It's interesting how that movie, and I believe it. I believe that's how you can clone people or anything at all. But the thing is, have you guys heard this theory that you can't clone Rh negative blood?
Yeah, because I'm Rh negative.
Yeah, Bob said that before. I heard that before.
I studied all that. Yeah, I studied all that.
Yeah.
or get AIDS, or all those diseases, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I find that very interesting because, like, like Rh negative is of high in demand in some respect. Like they've experienced a lot of paranormal. They seem to be abducted higher proportionately than regular people. You have experience of doing that. Yeah.
I feel that way.
How's your scar? How's your scar?
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at it. Here we go. I'll bring it out. Let's take a look
Is
at
it
the
still
white.
there?
Yeah, Eric popping up. Still
Make
there.
it bigger.
Sorry. I'm a little slow.
Can you guys see the white dot?
Yeah, you can see it right there. It looks like an eye.
It looks like an eye. So that ink that goes super, it's a perfectly round circle. And it felt like somebody shot me in the arm, and it still aches, not as bad, but flesh was removed and replaced. So,
oh, sorry, my fault.
It glowed. It glowed. I showed somebody in the house. I said, "Look, watch in the dark." It goes, "It's glowing." I got zapped. So, aliens or interdimensionals, I want to say, are definitely on the table.
Is that weird? How somehow we got hurt at the same time? You ended up with that, and I have a tear pec muscle.
Yeah, and
I got a little physical therapy 3 times a week.
Yeah, I'm like,
how does that happen?
The same time.
But you guys are brothers.
The same time.
You guys are brothers.
Yeah. So they must have got him too.
Connected. No,
yeah.
but
you
guys are miles away, but have this,
ocean away.
Yeah, you're correct though. You're correct. Secondly, a lot of people like that. Yeah. But I've also found out in the community, I don't like to talk about it, but like you, Mike, if you keep coming on the show, you keep talking to people within our little group. I've had people that in my sidebar that follow me for a long time, and I would get an injury and they would report the same injury. Now I'm going to debunk it because I'm not there with them, but they swear to God, I'll have an injury and they'll feel the same thing just for being on the show all the time. It's like some of us are connected, or I'll get a synchronicity about watching something, and then you're going to come on the show. Hey, dude, I just watched this show the other day. I'm like, fuck, man, I just watched the damn show today. So some people will sync after a time. When people come on, we'll all start syncing. It's kind of weird. It'll be weird when it happens. I've been like that when people start syncing. Good.
Right. Well, I mean,
Texas Danny, what's up?
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah. You'll be shocked.
Danny, what's up?
There's Danny.
Hey, I love his little videos, his little short, giving you the map, the numbers, and all that. I love that.
Yeah.
Danny's
he speaks in a very technical way.
He's Army. He does it the Army way. So you gotta learn Army tactics.
And I'm just like, I'm not sure if I understood that. I don't know what lingo this is, but it's interesting.
It is. It makes you think, right?
It's pure military. Yeah. He does it all military. Now I know what he's saying. I'm like, Danny, you're watching. Not a lot of people were in the military in this group. They're like, what is this coordinates? I don't know how to understand how to do the alpha and then to look up he's doing strictly military. So military guy
thinking like the whole time. Because he was writing something about Nepal and Tibet and India during that time, like in February, and then I was like moving my way, and the whole time I'm thinking, I'm looking out for some changes. What's going on? Something's going to happen,
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of newer people in the watching this live now. The number one thing you guys all get for the coronavirus, I'm showing you guys again. Make sure you all get a big package of toilet paper, because apparently you must crap a lot with this virus.
Well, I think it's for sneezing their noses.
You can wrap it around your head.
This is crazy. Yeah. Seriously, we went to Costco on Saturday to get our monthly stuff for the house, right? Inside there, they had an individual design line because they just got a shipment of toilet paper. And they had an additional line to get water and toilet paper. I'm like, don't you want food? Don't you want like rice and beans? water.
No,
There's more
no.
people that
Come
died
on,
of
man.
the
That's
flu already. There's more people who died of the flu already than the fucking than the coronavirus.
that's what you want in your bug out bag. You know, when you're escaping the apocalypse, you know, you get a bug out bag and you're just gonna pack it full of toilet paper. That's that's it.
Now, we were
That's
about
what
to be
leaves are
out. That's one of the reasons why I bought a package. I was about to be out.
That's funny.
It is.
Get a fucking B-day, man. Get a B-day. You know what a B-day is? It's like
V-Day,
a
what's
water that
V-Day?
shoots right into. It's this water that shoots into your ass. You know, it's just like a little hole.
Oh,
Is it like
Well, I
getting a
guess,
beer bong in the ass?
Yeah. Well, you know, you might even enjoy it. You might even like it. You know.
we have large rectums. That's the Mandela effect. I tell people that man and female had the same size rectum, so why not? You know, and why not? The bidets, right? Is it a bidet? They call it a
Bidet,
BD
yeah.
I mean, why
Yeah.
not? Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah.
But if you guys run out, I will sell a package. $10 a package. $10.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if you run out, I'll send
Man.
you some. Let me know.
There's lots here.
I haven't even used toilet paper in years, frankly. I don't know if that information is I don't know, questionable or not, but like fuck toilet paper. I use water, man. I just like, you know,
That's
I do
fine.
the Indian way.
No,
Yeah,
I was
I
over
do the
there.
Indian way. You're gonna wash your hands anyway. You know, I don't
I was
fucking
over
buy
there.
toilet paper.
You're not
Or
joking,
take
dude.
a shower after you take a dump.
Well, no, he's correct because I was overseas and that's what they used. They had a whole and they used water there's a bucket and a whole sanitary system with water. And I was explaining I'm not joking, Mike.
Hold on. People are
this
going to charge
to-
$5 on how to take a shit without toilet paper.
Yeah,
So we all
I'm
have
not
to
giving
give you
details.
$5
I'm
for
not
this
giving
guy.
details. I was explaining to my flatmates, guys, if there's no paper, there's no big deal. I'll show you how to do a sanitation way of doing it that I learned overseas. That's why there's a certain hand you shake with, there's a certain hand you don't shake with overseas. Because one hand is used for that process. I said, so you don't have to have paper like you think you have. If you run out, it's not the end of the world. I go, I'm not going to demonstrate, but I will draw it and picture how you do it. And they were like, no, yes, no, yes, they don't use paper over there. No, yes. When I was in Japan, they were handing out paper in the train stations with a little card on it, like a business card. And they're like, I was like, grab those. Why? Just grab those. So they're like grabbing them. What do we need these for? I said, because when you go to the bathroom, there's no paper provided in Japan. You go to the bathrooms in the subway or the train stations, there's no paper. You've got to bring your own. They're not going to provide it for you. So they're like, what do? You should have grabbed the little papers when they came out with
the garden hose.
Oh,
so
man.
when people
I
outside
have
of the
seen
United
some,
States,
no, I
go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
really tough situations in I traveled around in China a lot though too, and they don't have those places. It's just like a pit. Like one whole, it's like one line and bunch of dudes took this line, and you just have somebody's ass in front of you. You gotta go, man.
Yeah.
And when you get used to those,
shells.
you know, you get these sense.
Yeah.
So you turn into like a savage.
The same in Japan. It's the same. All Indonesia, all the same. Especially, I was in East Timor. They had this back room, like an old broken up shed. I go, "That's the bathroom, ladies." Because we're with the archaeology group. We're in field school, and the girl's like, "Where's the bathroom?" I said, "It's in there." I walk them in there. I said, "There's the hole. There's a hole." It's straight down. I go, "There it is." Bring your own bucket. Here's your own clean. There's the hole. What do you do with the bucket? Well, you're going to clean yourselves with the bucket. So you're going to use all this stuff with this hole. With your business. I had to explain it to them. This is what has to happen. I go, you're much cleaner because you can actually use water. You're not just going to walk away with. And so you're much, much cleaner. You're much better off using it this way anyway. Believe me, it's more sterile.
Right.
Once the girls got used to it, we had to get like a back of a chair and then set it like this so they could lean their back against it. Because they can't do the position as in over there. They could squat down with ease. They could dance like that. But Americans don't know how to squat down. Yeah. They'll fall over.
Now, apparently, there's a story about me as a kid I don't remember this. I don't remember this, but apparently there's a story. It's probably a Mandela effect that my father told me, don't go take a shit out in the woods because it's dark. So he said, apparently, I walked over by the fire, digged a hole in front of everybody, and took a shit and buried it. I don't remember this story. Bob, did I really take a shit next to the fireplace in front of everybody?
Yes, you did. Yes,
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, it happened in my timeline. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You did very well as a child. You were a little baby boy, and you brought your little bucket, your little shovel, and you dug the hole, and you did everything right. You piled it up like a cat. You did a perfect cat job. So
apparently, I did that in front of everybody.
How many Corona lives?
Shit in the woods.
We're saving a lot of Corona lives right now. Tell them how to do sanitary things. This is not a joke, people. Mike's not fucking around with you. If you're out of paper, there's a safe way of doing it without fucking. You don't go crying in the bathroom. You don't have no paper. You can do it without the paper.
Well, I mean, I mean, you just have to do whatever you have to do. You're gonna have to wash your hands anyway, and you just have to deal with it. You know, whatever.
Use the 3 shells.
Like it's true.
The 3 shells.
Dude, that's why it's a sink for me because I had to explain it to the flatmates. This is what's going to happen if we run out of paper. I had to explain it to them here, like I did in archaeology. It's real simple, people. Don't freak out. We can fix this if we don't have paper. Because there's paper provided. There's like you said, there's lines for it. It's somehow that paper's selling like hotcakes. Somebody's making a pretty penny off of it, and the masks, and the kids, and somebody's becoming billionaire off this hoax, huge hoax, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is kind of fucked up because, like, I was, there's people are talking about 5G and nanotechnology and coronavirus and all these kind of conspiracy stuff. And there's another guy I was listening to who was talking about this company in England called Quintic or Kinetic. It's QUINTIQ. Okay, Kinetic. You can't even pronounce it. How do you just think about how it's spelled? Kinetic, QNITIQ or something like that. It's like fucking. It's owned by the Queen, and apparently they have the vaccine for the vaccine for the coronavirus. And now, this is another interesting thing because the coronavirus is apparently related to SARS, and I don't know if you guys remember the SARS epidemic, but 85% of the cases were East Asians. You know what I'm saying? So on one end of it, it could be true in Asia. In East Asia, it could be kind of happening. But white people, black people are not getting it. Brown people are not getting it. It's like a race-specific virus. You know what I'm saying? On one end, it's true. And on the other end, it's like kind of like, because obviously there are less Asians in the Western world than there are in the East, So, people are just taking advantage of that,
Yeah, it could be specifically targeted for certain races. There could be some agenda going on. We don't know. I'm not from here, so everything's on the table. Everything is weird here. Right. Again, like we talk about cloning with the Hitler thing. I saw David Bowie die, and then David Bowie died again in 2016. So when you say that they've probably cloned Hitler, I'm not putting you down because it could have very well.
I thought David Bowie died. I thought David Bowie died too. And then seeing his ass on like videos and making videos and shit, I'm like, what the fuck? I thought he's dead.
Seriously. I call the David Bowie effect. When I saw him in 2016, I'm like, oh, this is it. This is the one for me.
Yeah.
I finally got one. It's like this guy was dead, man. I listened to his fucking songs. Yeah. They had an all-day marathon of his music.
I got a question for Mike. Did you hear that article about there's a motel or hotel in China that kept people with the coronavirus and it collapsed and it killed like hundreds?
What?
You think you think maybe conspiracy wise they put like some important protesters in that building or something and had it collapse on purpose?
What?
Have you heard that
I
one?
have no idea. I mean, I don't know about this news. I kind of keep my and stay ignorant to all this kind of stuff. All the news channels that I go to.
What about you, Bob? You heard that story?
I don't follow the news.
Let me see if I can find it while you guys talk. Let me see if I can find it.
No, I've been keeping up with I've just been conspiracy theorying it, but I've been keeping up with the Corona stuff. I've heard nothing out of Japan. I've been watching the things in Brazil. Cause Brazil's underwater. People don't know that. Again, I talk about that. And then Argentina's on fire. India's got. You were in India. Wasn't it hailstorming or something like that? Snowing over there, storming, rain, and hail or something like that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of shit
people
going on so.
Yeah. There's but I don't see it on the news. We're over here going. We don't see anything in Argentina on the news. I haven't seen anything on Brazil, and Brazil is flooded. Nothing on the news. All I see is Corona.
When I Nepal is bordering China, right? It borders China, and there is an area called. It's kind of like a foreign district. It's kind of a big business. Kathmandu. There is several streets there, because all the buildings have Chinese characters on them. Chinese people. They do a lot of business because and that place was empty when I was hanging. I've been in Nepal, India for like 5 years, nearly, and that place is always packed with Chinese, but it's empty.
Wow.
I guess 10 people have died. It was in Shanghai that a hotel collapsed.
Oh, Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Been to Shanghai.
What the hell?
Shanghai is crazy.
8 people were under quarantine. I'm just curious if, they put some important people in there and then all of a sudden somehow it collapsed. Because why did it never collapse before?
Yeah.
Well,
I heard they're doing stuff like having them, like they're rewriting the Bible over there. They're closing down the Christian churches. They're keeping people from getting into groups. They're like doing crazy stuff, man. They've got like the flu police walking around with their baseball bats, and they got people dragging neighbors out of the houses they suspect have them, and it's just fucking crazy, man.
Well,
it's made up too. That's
flying around. They have drones flying around telling people to go home. Yeah, they have drones with like speakers on them telling people to go home, and they have the whole social credit stuff going on. I think China is like used for like NWO experiment ground. That's where they're going to test all their shit on the people because Brian's coming on.
No, man, he took a shower with Joey. I don't know if that's we're a PG show here.
He's laying next to him somewhere over there. He's just
Oh, you guys want to talk to Joey? You guys want to talk to Joey? Hold on. He's under the blanket there. He's blowing me.
All right. Sounds good.
He's weighing the balls. So, what do you think about this? We heard you're some sort of like a outspoken person, sir. So, what do you think about this coronavirus? Do you think it's something we should be afraid of?
No, not at all. But I'm not gonna say that the panic. I'm not gonna say that the panic that caused it isn't real. We're not gonna get sick.
Yeah.
But what is the end? What's the end game? I think is the question here. What are they trying to get to it? Because they do seem like they're dragging it out longer than the Ebola and the SARS and these other ones of the past, don't they?
Oh, God, they are. Sexy name. Corona's a sexy name. Why not?
Sure. Well, I told Eric about some people that were going to France. They want to see what I saw. They want to go to the Louvre. They want to go see this Mandela-affected fucking changes in the artifacts. They want to go to the Vatican. They want to see Moses with the horns. They want to see it with their own fucking eyes. They want to look at the statues and things that have changed with all the horns have showed up on all the antiquity statues. They want to see them with their own eyes, but they can't now. Especially in any place with the most artifacts is the place that's hit the hardest. Think about it. So now they can't go to the Vatican. Can't look at all the Vatican stuff. The effect want to go to the Vatican and go look around and see what the changes with their own. And want to go see the snake head. They want to go into the snake head where the fucking Pope stands there with his little red shoes and that weird ass wooden fucking monstrosity behind him with like Jesus with his head blown off, all fucking weird with the wood carvings. Because that's new for me. They want to go see that, but they can't go in there. So they're being turned away. So all the museums are shut down. That's where I'm being biased because I'm a museum guy. But from my eyes, all the museums are shut down. All the answers I got from
maybe they're gonna try to move something secretly, like under the guise of this corona, where nobody's gonna notice, and they move a bunch of artifacts. Or I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking. I don't really know, but that's something that you could see them doing, right?
They did that. Good, man, because they did that in France. So that we went back in France a second time, and this is after the fire. And we got the same room. We got I've got that picture of and then they closed it down because of what was it? Because there's lead and black soot that's getting in the air, and so it's becoming a contamination. So they got to shut it down, and they have these black curtains. And I've been in the museum. I know what black curtains are. So when you want to move artifacts for it, we don't want nobody to see it. So all these black curtains are lined up where the entrance is coming out. And not only that, not just the fire trucks, the fire station, they've got police, and not just the police. When we were there, I was typing in these soldiers that were there. These are special soldiers out of France, and these are a collection of soldiers. These are anti-terrorist soldiers. And when I say anti-terror, they're walking around in 3s and 4s with machine guns, and like walking through the area where everyone's sipping coffee, and they're just walking around the streets. Anti-terrorist soldiers in front of the fucking Notre Dame, and walking the streets by the Louvre, walking everywhere around because of the contaminants in the air. They didn't have no masks on. And I go, this is blatant, man. This is like they're protecting. They think there's a terrorist threat there.
Yeah, well, when you get everybody off the streets, they can move anything they want. Not even in the middle of the night. They can do it in broad daylight if nobody's around to see it.
That's what I was thinking.
Wow, they did our farmers market. It's empty. You could actually walk through the farmers market right now if you want to.
So you can move any artifact in any hidden artifact you can move in anywhere you want now around the fucking globe because everyone's in their house, especially around the museum areas, especially at the Vatican. I bet you there's somebody with a file taking down horns at the fucking on the statues. You know what I mean?
No, your Museum of Flight's still open.
On Moses.
They don't close. Yeah, and Moses. Yes, all the horns are. No, Museum of Flight don't close. They can't close. They never close. Open. I've been there to do that. They rarely ever close, even with snowstorms, because as Brian's favorite fucking thing to say is they want to make sure you know the world is round. And they got to make sure they push that agenda hard on you. They want to make sure you see them fucking spacecraft and know that globe is a globe and know everything is up there. They know the planets are there. They can't let up for a minute. They got to get you out of the wings with the airplanes and get you into that space area. Look at space. It's there. It's real. It's real.
Well, actually, since you said the word flat Earth, hey, people in the chat. Watch Karen's show this morning. She did a great show about flat Earth, about people saying shit about it. So if you guys missed it, Karen B did a good video this morning on flat Earth. Just a little shout out. Sorry, Mike.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, no. Nobody seems to care here in northern India where I'm at. I was talking to some of the but nobody seems to care. There's no panic going on. Or stocking up on water. I bought some extra beans, but nobody cares.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I think that the panic in some places. Like I talked to Martin Leakey. He called in, said he had to go through some checkpoints over. I think he was in Italy. Or no, he was in Brussels. And no, he's in Wales. Wales, Cardiff is where he is. I don't know all those places over there. Wales, Cardiff is where he is. And I know Blaze did a couple streams. So, like, the panic's real. But is the panic really caused by that many people panicking? Or are they just pinching the supply lines to add to the panic kind of as a test to see how we react? That's what they're probably doing. I think the grocery stores and these other places, they're pinching certain inventories and shit. And that means none of the employees really have to be in on it or nothing. I mean, they're stocking with what they got. And they could get more supplies, I bet. And they're just getting shorted on purpose.
Of course, man. It's a money-making venture. It's big time.
I don't remember who did I don't remember who made the video, but they made a video. I think it's maybe I'll Plane for Truth or whatever. But there was a truck driver who went to the port and how there were like less containers there.
Yeah.
I don't know how much weight we can really put onto that, but I don't know if or not. But like usually she was saying that they had like whole building full of containers, but they were only like 2 or 3, So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And like it's that coincides with in Asia we celebrate the New Year's different West, because in the West it's like January 1st, but it changed the moon. So like all the Chinese right before this celebrating the New Year's. It's like a biggest holiday in Asia, where you get like a week off and like nobody goes to work, and so it really kind of coincides very perfectly with their holiday. And then now they're not working, so they and then with the virus thing, then they don't get to work again. So there's something going on there, right?
Light up. Yeah. What year is it? Is it a year of the what? You guys know what year it is? A year of the what? For the year of the chicken, year of the monkey, year of the dog?
Maybe the rat.
Yeah, what animal?
I think maybe the rat.
Is it the year of the rat?
Maybe the rat. I don't know.
Somebody in the sidebar, look it up. I just want to know what the code is. There's got to be something in that. There's always something in everything, man. I break down everything. Rat.
Yeah.
The year of the rat. Okay. So what do we know about a rat? So it's the year of the rat.
Yeah.
I do know. No, maybe I don't. There was a Mandela effect with rats that I saw, but I could be wrong. I noticed that their rear hind legs are longer now. They're larger. They used to drag their testicles, and they used to leave a urine trail when they. Eric, you had a rat. Eric, you have a rat?
No, you mean the thing you killed in the dishwasher? That was a
no, I got it.
You killed my what do you call
it?
It
was an accident.
What do you call that?
Bring that up on camera, man. I feel bad about that. No.
What was it called?
The ferret. I killed a ferret by accident.
Ferret.
I didn't know.
It was an accident, guys. It was an accident.
He didn't know they weren't dishwasher safe.
Dishwasher safe. He fucking crawled in the. I don't want to tell people get sad on the sidebar. That was not. I'm not going to hell for that. It was an accident. I don't even want to laugh. It was. I could laugh now, but I feel
didn't
bad.
Have a rat. You had the kids got guinea pigs.
Oh shit! Okay, so we probably have a Mandela effect memory thing. We do have them, guys. That we're brothers, and we do have different fucking memories for stuff. That's why we can joke about it. Eric has the effect.
While we're talking about rodents and Mandela effects, and I know this is an old one, Rob, but I'm sure you probably know this. But how do you guys spell hamster?
Oh shit! Hold on.
Hamster. Hamster.
How about you, Eric?
Hamster. Hamster.
Correct.
I remember a P in there.
Really?
Fucking crazy.
HAMS. Hamster. HAMPSTER.
That's what I remember. Yeah, and I know a lot of other people do, but obviously I'm out 3-1 here. So I wonder what the chat thinks about that.
I'm a bad speller. I'm a horrible speller. So don't ask me to spell anything at all. So yeah. So I could be wrong.
I need to write. What I do is I'll without asking it later on tonight. I'm going to write it out. I have to write it with my hand, and then if I tell you by memory, I'm gonna get it wrong. Yeah, I can't play along with it.
If you never really had hamsters, it's not something you look at every day too. So it's not
write it out. I remember it. I write it out when I remember it. Now I remember X Hamster because that's a porno site. That's what I was trying to think of right now.
Yeah, we got some keys coming in the chat now. Some people are remembering it the way I do.
Yep, right here.
Okay.
We got a little mixture here.
No, that looks right.
Yeah.
I don't want to go with I have to write it out. Once I write it, I'll know if it's right or not. Once with my hands, I tell people if you can't remember it, spell it. Write it out with your hands, and your brain will remember by writing it out because you'll write it out and you'll pause. Was there an N there that was disappeared? Your brain will fart for a second. That's how I try to do or recheck a Mandela effect and change words. By writing it out, then I look at it and I go, it looks stupid. I don't know something.
Yeah, because you're going to go write it. Your hand's not going to go the way it's never went to write that word.
Yeah, and I'm ambidextrous. I write with both. So I'll write with one hand, then I'll try another hand and see if I remember it. And I go, okay, that's not right.
if you remember Sunday, Brian blew me away with Columbia, where I thought it was you, and then he showed us it was actually an O.
That's definitely a U for sure. Yeah.
Where was this?
Remember Sunday when Brian came on the show, Columbia, we looked it up. They spelled it C-O-L-O. What happened to the U?
My brain sees a U. I don't need to write it. I see it.
Dude, that was so big when I seen that. It was a while ago. That changed a while ago, but like, man, I was seeing that and I was like, no way. And it's easy to find residue for it. I mean, you can. A lot of the brands did change, but there's a lot of coffee that's still sold as Colombian coffee with a U. So the people that say we're mixing Columbia the nation up with Columbia University, is all the coffee coming from Columbia University?
That's funny. Adams with 2 D's? Is that real? Adams
family. Adams family has 2 D's now.
No.
It used to be 1.
Yeah, it does.
For sure.
Adams family has 2 D's now.
I'm looking that one up.
And cousin it is ITT instead of IT, and the girl's Wednesday's dress that was all black now has different patterns on it.
Yeah.
No, all black and white, and one T.
On there.
Cousin it. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I you guys. I have to, because I'm wrong. 99.9. Mike's gonna get pissed off. 99.9%. I go back to the Queen again. Now I'm not talking about chess, Mike, but
he's right.
I played poker, and the Queen in my brain trumps the King in poker. I'm wrong, right?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Okay,
dude, I'll play poker with you, man.
I know.
Let's play some heads up, man.
My brain is upset. Queen size. I had an argument with a fucking flatmate about this one. Queen size bed is better than king size bed.
I got a question for you about the Queen and the King and chess. So you think they were reversed and the Queen is the last piece, right? So does that mean the King in your reality had the movements that the Queen does for us?
Yes. The Queen is what you checkmated always. It was I learned it from the Sikhs when I was a kid. I was in the Navy. We played in the Navy. We're on watch. I did after I played in the Navy. So either A, this is plausible. Somebody fucked with me and I learned it wrong, and I just been playing it wrong my entire life. Big ass joke. Or B, I've learned it. Other people claim they remember the Queen. I said, are you just patronizing me, man? Are you just being sympathetic? Are you just jumping on my wagon? Or do you really remember the Queen? And most people are saying, well, that's what I think. Okay, I don't have a definitive. So I can't find anybody with a definitive yet. So it's me incorrect so far. It's a misremembering. That's why I tell people, we misremember too. But so far, when I played chess, I learned how to, we checkmated the Queen. When I played poker, the Queen card was higher than the King card. And a Queen's bed is bigger than a King's bed in my head.
What? That's crazy.
I know.
Wow.
I know. I feel like that's why I feel like it's an implant. Do we have implants in our fucking head? Because this is 99.9%. If not everybody in the Mandela effect is on. Dude, you're fucking wrong on that. I was like, I know. Apparently, yes.
I'll get a second opinion. Hey, Joey, who ranks higher, the King or the Queen? Oh,
Raccoon.
Is he here right now?
No. He's not.
He knows I'm joking. I'd say it to his face.
He's good. So I have that dilemma. I'm having that dilemma. My daughter and I went shopping for a bed. She wanted a queen size bed. It was too big for a room, so we settled on a king size bed. I asked my daughter, "Hey, honey, remember we were looking for that fucking bed and we bought it?" He goes, "Yeah, we bought the queen size bed." I said, "No, we didn't. We bought the king size bed." She said, "No, we bought the queen size bed." I said, "No, the queen size bed was too big for your room." She said, "What are you talking about, Dad? The queen size bed is smaller." God damn it! Even my own daughter, man. I have a mixed memory with my own daughter. I'm like, forget it. I'm going. This is an insane personal insanity one. I give up some time. I just keep asking for somebody to show up that actually remembers what I remember, but no.
Somebody please verify my memory.
Hey, I remember it's the Queen.
Yeah, you too.
I back you up on it. It's the Queen.
Wow.
I remember as a kid playing. It was a Queen.
Okay,
you guys are brought up in a fucked up household, man.
You saw when we grew up, yeah, you would have. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I shouldn't even say that joke without knowing. That's just
We
funny.
lived
I'm
right
just an
next to
asshole.
auction, and they had chicken fights every weekend.
If you guys want to make jokes about my mother right now, it's cool, man.
Where we lived, it's weird to hear to say
Well,
we're the only white
we're
family
all fucked up.
where we lived.
Yeah. Well, our mom was a stripper. Our mom was a stripper, dude. Our mom was a stripper. Our mom was 15 years old, just turned 16. Now, people don't be judgmental on the side. Judge not unless you be judged. My dad was in the Korean War. He got back. He went to a strip club. My mom just turned 16 in the Central Valley as a stripper. He ended up marrying her. And then 3 boys came after that. So
and then she wrecked the car. I flew out of the window, and then she left.
Then she wrecked the car. Eric flew out of the windshield. We all fucking died, and then then she left. She took all the money, all the money from the insurance. Took all the insurance money and left. I don't blame her.
And not just with the money.
Where'd you guys grow up?
The town called Kermit, California. It's right outside of Fresno.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your father was in Korean War.
She blew up my father's engine in the vehicle. So we lost the house. So we had to move to a little community that we were the only white family in this community. Nothing wrong with it. And we saw chicken fights every weekend. Didn't even know the fights were wrong. Didn't even know it.
You know what the name of the work camp was called? Where we live is called Horns Manor. Horns Manor. I shit you not. It's called.
We didn't have a swing set. We had a truck tire in the ground as our play set.
Yeah, and nobody can speak English.
Dude, but your father was in Korean War.
Yeah, Korean War.
I mean, you're 45. I don't know, like, right,
well,
Eric? You're 44 or something?
I'm 49. Yeah.
49. Okay. So, but your father must have been fairly old when you guys were born. I mean, that was 1950.
Yeah, he was in his 30s. Yeah, he was in his 30s. Yeah,
so he was born in 1930s, right? He was born in 1930.
He was in his upper 30s when my mom was 16. Then we were all born. Okay. So that's where all the weird shit happened.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was stationed.
What island he was stationed to?
That's a Mandela effect, dude. That island is they call it the Little Alcatraz of Japan, and it was
Oka. Something starts with an O. An Oka.
Not Okinawa. Not Hiroshima.
Okinawa.
Not Okinawa. I've been to Okinawa. I've been all over Okinawa.
I got it upstairs.
You gotta, yeah. I remember what it was before, and I looked up for the island, and the island's fucking gone.
Osaka?
Was it Osaka?
Osaka is it's not an island. Osaka is a city.
God, I'm trying to remember.
Osaka is a city.
It's a weird.
O means big. O means big.
He actually had a wife over there, so we might have an older brother or sister.
Yeah. Well, I looked up the island, and you know what's on the island? There was no Air Force base on the island ever. I forgot the name, but I did look it up before. Eric, find it. They're growing olives on it. It's an olive growing plantation on this island in Japan, where the Air Force base was supposed to be. It's gone. So Eric and I have a whole different birth certificates too. It's been Mandela effect, and I've talked about that. My dad was born in Idaho. His dad was born in Idaho. We know the whole stories together, back to back. Now mine says that my birth certificate is now in lower caps, not upper caps, lower caps, and it says my dad was born in Utah. And my mother's maiden name is McEwen, and Eric's, my same mom, has a different maiden name. It's Evans.
Wow.
And so I'm like, dude, what? How the fuck? Yeah. Our birth certificates changed.
What the fuck?
It's that crazy. So my dad was born in Idaho. We know the stories from Idaho, but now it's Utah on my birth certificate. Eric stayed the same as Idaho. However, my mom's maiden name is Evans, and in mine it's McEwen. Yeah, it's really weird. It's
That's
different.
Weird.
Well, my mom has a story because she went off to go find her biological grandfather. Supposedly in this timeline she found him, and she lived with him, and his actual last name was Evans, so she had it legally changed, and somehow it trickled down to Eric's birth certificate, which is the youngest of all of us brothers. So I don't know. It's weird. The Mandela effect thing in our family, it's fucking weird. Our whole family's weird right now. We have multiple changes.
Have you ever tried to contact your mother after she had left?
Oh, she's dead. She died of hepatitis. Heroin.
Yeah, she came back when I was like 17.
Yeah, she died of heroin. Oh, her liver was dead. She died of heroin face down. Yeah. We got a phone call that they found her dead on the ground for hours. Yeah, so we move on.
Wow.
So, shit happens.
Yeah.
Robert, get off drugs, people.
Wow.
Let me ask you a question, Robert. I know you've been around for a while. You ever had any encounters with that Pastor Adams guy from the Independence Church?
The pastor, wasn't he that guy? I remember in 2016 that was crying on camera with the American flag in the background, and he was talking about the Bible changes.
I don't know, because he's trying to say there are no Bible changes. We're all Satanists. He's debunking the Mandela effect, and he keeps coming out with videos. He has a whole playlist, and I guess a couple years ago, Guy Fawkes, right?
Yeah.
I guess a couple of years ago he debated him or something, and this guy's a fucking complete clown. This Pastor Adams guy. He just did another video last night. Mandela effect debunked. The Lion and the Lamb. It's always been the wolf, and he said, he actually says in his video that nobody can show him any proof that any well-known pastor ever has said Lion and the Lamb quoting scripture. Dude, I got that in my Lion and the Lamb video. Everybody has that. What's he talking about? I was just wondering if you knew the guy, because he's got like 3,000 or 4,000 subs, and he's just talking a lot of nonsense. I think I'm gonna bury him tonight, honestly.
I mean, I can show him where it says the wineskins the wineskins. Yeah, I remember I showed you this book.
Yeah.
So it has the skins in it right here. It don't have glasses.
But maybe it has the Lion and the Lamb. Maybe it still has the Lion and the Lamb. Look it up.
No, it has the wolf. This one, I'm still going through it. But it did have wineskins. I'm trying to find which parts stayed residual and which parts changed. If I can find residuals, I'll take pictures of it. Put it online.
Hey, I'm just going to listen, because I just keep yawning on your stream. I'm going to bounce out and listen, okay, guys?
No problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for letting me jump in.
Yeah, these guys with the Bible, these pastors, they don't have the download, so they're not going to know. I tried arguing it with some people.
Pastors are so headstrong. They just don't want to listen or have a good debate with you.
Well, the first thing I always talk to them is I let them know that I'm not against what's your Bible. I don't see anything bad. I tell them that, no, I don't see anything bad. I don't see an Antichrist in your book, number one, because they're afraid that you're going to put it down. I say I don't see anything bad. So I always put that first. All I'm saying is I remember it written differently. That's all I tell them. I said it's the same thing. I understand it's the same concept, except I try to explain to them that, can you tell me where in the Middle East have they ever grown corn? I said, just give me that. And they're like, whoa. I said, just tell me where they grew corn, man. Just where they grow corn. They've never grown corn.
But there's a lot invested, with these pastors. I mean, they've, once they admit to even one change, right, to the Bible, then you almost have to question the whole Bible. So
yeah,
they don't want to acknowledge any of that. But my question is, like, are they genuine about like their belief? Are they just like really like do they, because if they know the Bible so well, I wonder.
But why can't they believe that God? Why can't they believe that God would make changes to a Bible?
Yeah, I feel bad.
Well, because the reason is because God's word. Whoop.
Hello.
I hear myself.
There's the guy.
Hey, what's up?
We got you in there. You're good. Yeah, like you said, a lot of these guys with the Bible, they just don't know. This is their timeline. They've always been here. You're not, and this is a fixed surface. Everything's continents are closed. So when people say there's glass in the Bible now, they drink. There's no more wineskins. There's glass. I said, well, guess what? Because and you'll know this, Mike, from being running around the Silk Trail, the beautiful. They could bring glass from the Orient to the Middle East easy now. Glass was made in Asia and it was brought to the Middle East, and now they can have glass.
I didn't.
Glass is possible.
I thought it was silk. That's what. So because I thought glass is.
They traded everything.
Okay.
Yeah, they traded spices, everything.
New information.
They traded everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they traded glass. So now they traded glass. They traded spices, silk, everything. And so glasses were traded in the Middle East now. So that's why they have glasses in the Bible.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah.
So
I thought that's mad the way they have glasses on the table, and that was a big change for me. To glasses on the Last Supper table. They didn't have fucking glasses in that time. Shit like that, man. No. You have the Holy Grail in the back wall. What the fuck? Now you have a dog sitting down at the end of the table. What the fuck is that going on?
Yeah, you remember the dog, right?
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
You remember the step?
Yeah, what the fuck?
You remember the step, right?
I remember also. I've seen about 10 of them pictures, all different. And I'm like, what the fuck? And every time I go back and look at the one I have, I keep changing. I'm like, oh, come on, dude. Some cunt's coming into my house, fucking changing my shit in the middle of the night. I'm gonna catch him some night, I'm sure.
Hey, System Failure.
Yes,
let me ask you a question real quick, System, real quick, and we'll go back to the subject real quick.
Okay, yes.
What happened to your channel? You got some strikes?
I got a strike, yeah. I got a strike for because I don't know the rules, guys. I don't know the rules. I have an email to this account that I haven't opened for years. So I was getting emails from them saying copyright. I don't know. Should I delete it? Should I put it on private? But I just left it there. So eventually they came to me and copyrighted me halfway through a Super Soldier show, which, you know, from a month earlier, what the fuck? They dropped in halfway through a show. They just, you know, I was hyping it up, Super Soldier, all this fucking mad shit. They knocked me off straight away. So, you know, I moved on to number 2.
Did you get any warnings? I just want to know, just in case, I want to make sure I don't get knocked off this time.
Yeah, the way I look at it is, I go into my analytics, because I don't know this YouTube, I'm on YouTube. So when you go into your analytics, it says copyright claim, or blocked, or whatever. So I don't take them off. I don't put them to private or listed, so I just leave them there. So I think if you put them on private, you mightn't get a copyright claim, but I could be wrong. I don't know the system. That's why.
And another thing,
I'm up on the 30th. I'm back on the 30th of this month, by the way, for this one. Go ahead. Sorry.
Another thing you got to watch out for, because I was talking Bob, like Bob had that short 5-minute video of you doing a coronavirus. The music he played was not copyrighted in where he's at, but in America, it is.
Oh yeah, that's some of mine. Some of mine you can't see in other countries. I'm happy when I see that it's blocked in other countries. I've done something right. You know, actually, do you know what? I'm gonna show you my face, guys. Fuck this fucking shit. I'm not fucking showing you who I look like anymore. Fuck it, man. You know what I mean? You see what I look like now, brothers and sisters? This is what I am. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's about fucking time. You see, I've got my fucking shit. I've got my residue all over the fucking house. I can show you right now. Look, fucking bastards. You know what I mean? I got all sorts of shit here, brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? I walk into a shop the day and there it is right in the that's not even chalk, man. That's a fucking painting. Who the fuck drew that shit, man? You know what I mean? Who drew that shit? Where did they come from? This Mandela effect is real. I'm coming for you all cunts.
You know what's with the Mandela effect community? All males are ugly. All males are very ugly in the community.
Back on subject, guys. I love you. I miss you.
Good to see you.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Drinking?
But
what is that?
Hey, but Robert, what do you think? Do you think the Bible
changes?
changes?
I can't hear what you're saying. What did you say? It was nice.
Robert,
tell me about the Bible changes.
Think what?
Yeah. So Robert, the Bible changes. Do you think it's being done by
the Bible changes? Yeah.
The good guys or the bad guys?
I don't know. I think.
Guys.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what? Do you want me to tell you what I think it is? Do you really want me to tell you what I think it is?
Go ahead.
Okay. So you have alternative universes, you have parallel universes, you have multiverses and stuff like that, yeah, which is coming out this year, you know, because that's what the 2020 vision is all about, yeah. Now these do exist, and Tom Hanks and all them have been using CERN to pop in and out of fucking alternative realities. The only time you see him outside is because he's being caught going in and out. He pops in and fucks off to another universe, makes a movie, and comes back and forth and back and forth. And he's been using this for years. He's got a fucking ring on his fucking finger, which is this mini CERN. You just press a button, you fuck off to a universe and fucking make a movie there and come back. That's why he says was, is. He doesn't know his fucking arse from his elbow. You don't get the download straight away because they come into this universe. Fuck. And then we're colliding, we're popping in and out as well because they've opened the door hole. And everyone thinks fucking, who? The devil's already fucking here. AI is all in control, guys. We're 1,000 years behind them all. CERN is real, but CERN is only a fucking doorway. There's not something else. And you know what? In an alternative universe, they know what the Mandela effect is. And God is telling us that they already know what it is. That's why he's changing the Bible to see what, so we can see it. But it's actually in time. Time doesn't exist in CERN. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's gonna, they're telling us, but they're telling us from the past, from an alternative universe, it's dripping into us, and we're seeing it as supernatural changes and whatever. Tom Hanks and all them motherfuckers and all, and Sally Fields. Sally Fields died. That's why she's Sally Fields now. She doesn't remember Sally Fields, but she's been deprogrammed to fuck. Look at all of them that pop in. They all pop in. There's 33,000 colliders all over the world. They use them as doorways to other realities. It's true. It's all true. But there's no evil. There is no evil, guys. There is no evil. Evil is in your head. Evil exists. Evil exists right here. Look. This is where evil exists. Right there. Right there. And it says fear across your fucking head.
Nice.
You know evil lives in you.
Program. Just remember, it's all a fucking game.
Yeah.
The ring thing. The ring thing reminds me of They Live. You know the movie They Live?
Oh, who doesn't?
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, kind of, yeah,
and then they have the ring where they, or is that the watch? Is that a watch?
A watch.
Or a ring?
They do that.
It was a watch. It was a watch. It was a watch. Yeah.
We're talking to it.
But they do jump. They do jump.
Kind of like Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy kind of shit. Dick Tracy. Calling all carrots. Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
I know. But I done a video there. I just dropped it about an hour ago. It's about people MK Ultra kind of shit has been going on about since the 60s. Now they've been doing this for 20s, but it's it's coming out. It's an anonymous. I think it was on 60 Minutes, but it was taken down. I happened to get it, chop it up, put it on my channel, and it's up there now. Also the CERN one yesterday I put up yesterday. But listen, I'm not here to tell you anything that you don't already know. I'm just fucking telling you the way I like it. You know what I mean? Whether you believe me or not, it's up to you. I just don't believe I'm from here. Hey, that's the man. Hey, there he is. I like that one. Let me see if I can up you. Hold on 1 second. I have a nice one. Let me see if I can introduce you to my fella.
Sunglasses on. Do I have?
I've got a nice fella here. If you look, he pops in every now and again and goes, "Hello, hello. What's going on in there?" Ah.
Darth Maul.
We're all fucking zombies, man. We're all fucking zombies. Turned into a fucking... Hey, man. Sorry.
I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I...
Exactly, man. I ran out of fucking bubblegum, man. Fucking bubblicious. Oh,
as a collective,
we have one who can see.
We have one that can see.
Do you know what? I invited all, man. I'm inviting trolls. I'm on troll hunting. I'm on troll hunting patrol. What's going on with your face, man? Where the fuck is he gone? Oh, what the fuck?
Like,
hey, Eric,
man.
You know Rorschach?
Rorschach. Oh, Rorschach. The Rorschach test. Yeah, no, that one's all right.
There you go.
Oh, nice one, brother. You kind of look a bit.
There you go.
No, I definitely can't beat that, man. I can try it, maybe.
Right now.
I can maybe do a Thanos looking motherfucker, but that's about it, though. that was pretty cool. What is that? Just a mask?
Have a mask.
Green screen? You don't have a mask, man. But you know what?
We want to look at
we want to look at your.
He doesn't need to have a mask. He was a DM. I get the name wrong. I know. He was a dungeon master at one time, so you know he's got toys.
I have a Green Man suit.
He was a dungeon master.
I've been into a few dungeons myself.
A lot of people with the Mandela effect played Dungeons and Dragons, by the way. I'm not joking in my notes. It's a funny concept, but a lot of us played Dungeons and Dragons. It's the weirdest connection. It's weird. We're all toy lovers. We like fucking cartoons. Yeah. We like Japan anime. We like sci-fi. And a lot of people played role-playing games with Cthulhu, Dungeons and Dragons. I go, that's weird. A lot of us, we're always like this.
Yeah,
even as kids,
we're a bunch of brain damaged nerds, you know, like that like toys. We're a bunch of brain damaged nerds that like toys on drugs. You know, I mean, gosh.
This is a large nerd.
What's the difference? That. What were you going to say?
I think I'm going to go back to the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna say bye.
Oh, Nash!
Thanks for coming on, man. You had a lot of good things to say.
Much love, Nash. Oh, he's gone.
He had a lot of cool things to say. It was cool.
Man, do you know what, Nash? I know he can't. I know he's listening, so he can't say anything. But do you know what? I love that guy. He's so intelligent. I mean, to the extent I would love to sit down with him in a room and just listen to him for 3 hours. And then I wouldn't say a word, but I can't not say stuff. You know what I mean? He's amazing. Yeah. He's
just
amazing.
Don't call him nachos. Don't call him nachos. You don't like that.
Oh, well,
Mike does not like to be called nachos.
Nash.
He wants to be called Mecate. I would say nachos.
I call him Nash. I think I might have. I'm all right to call him Nash because I know people call him Mike and I don't like them, so I call him Nash. You know, he's all right. You know, I call people also. I call people cunts and everything, but you know, I'm only playing with them. You know what I mean? I call people all sorts of people. They see once you get to know me, I walk up to you and call you a cunt and shake your hand, and I'll be go by your point. Who cares, man? It's only a name. It's all fucking names. Who cares? If you're gonna get hurt by your name, it's all good. But I know he doesn't. He's all good. He's a great dude.
It's just a failure. You gotta. I have the last video I made was Saturday.
Okay.
And it's under an hour. It's under an hour.
Wow.
If you get past the first few minutes of me just getting crazy and ranting and getting loud, I actually was in CERN. So I actually navigated in CERN. So I did a lot of information from inside CERN. So a lot of my people like playing games, like they search for certain things they code out. Yeah. If you look at that video, you're going to see a lot of. I'm inside of the CERN. Building. They have like a little navigation thing, and according to my brain, and I have an amnesia fucking problem, they've changed. The inside of the office has changed.
Okay.
People are in different spots. Now they could have rigged it that way. Let's put that in the bunk out there right now. They could have. But there was a chalkboard that says 2012. They kept that the same. It appears to be the same. 2012. It's supposed to be 2012 in there, but they could have changed it as a disclaimer. But in there, they had a lot of different things in there. Check out the clocks. Now, I've navigated by the clocks. I've navigated about a lot of areas and some papers at the end, and they cut me off. Wow. They actually shut my show off. They shut me off.
Yeah, you said that. I heard you say that.
Well,
they shut it off.
I've had a few shows shut off as well, but you know what? That's why I have a backup channel, and I can foresee the first two going down because I'm just going to play the game with them. You know what I mean? So I've got the other one, the fourth one up, just to fucking mess with them as well. But you know, it's all the game to me. I could just move on to the next one. You know what I mean? It's just a channel. Yeah. It's just a fucking channel. Like if I say one truth, if I pick a channel for one truth and then knock it down, fuck it. Do you know what I mean? It's on my computer. It's in a hard drive. So. Just mess around with it and try to get the bits that weren't in it and just cover it with a picture.
Yeah. Well, just be careful. Use a different name. Use a different voice because they find out it's you. They find out it's you. We're opening a new channel. They're going to shut all your stuff down.
Your channel's it's not canceled, right? It's just you can't do a live show for another month.
I can't do a live show till the 29th or the 30th of this month, but I have the other channels I'm going live on every night. I have System Fighter 2, System Fighter 3, and System Fighter 4. I can't go on 4 till tomorrow night, but I'm probably going to do a music show. Now you see I've been making videos every day. I've made videos. I made over 100 videos in the last week, and I've hidden 10 of them in my own computer. I make a matrix of my mind and then try to find a way back out. And then when I come back out, I have the brain, you know, sort of a breadcrumbs to go back into. So I've hidden stuff on each channel. That's private, but I don't want to put it out yet because I'm just testing the waters. You know, I don't know these rules. You tell me the fucking rules, guys. You know what I mean? I'm just new. I'm a newbie, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
It happens. You know, Bob's channel was suspended. It wasn't canceled. He got suspended, where he couldn't do a live show. Now, when me and Bob did a show together a long time ago, they shut down my channel.
Wow.
They didn't even give me a strike. Bob goes, hey, you know that video we just did? Your channel got shut down. Shut down. No strikes, no warnings, just shut down.
Well, you see, that's the thing. I think some of us kind of, well, I know I got really attached to this one that I'm on now, the System Fighter one. I got really attached because of my baby, you know. And then when I got the first strike, I thought, okay, well, there I've touched the bear, I've hit the bear, so, you know, he's bit my hand off. Now I'm just going to go make another one. But I'm hoping that one day I might just put a video up on it and just might shut my fucking channel down again because I'll chop and change it and put on another channel, but I'll change the words and I'll talk myself. They cannot, there's a little bit of feedback coming there. They cannot stop me from saying stuff in my own voice on my own channel, but if I do, but I don't, see my voice, they mightn't understand my voice. If I say what they say, I might say with F you and F this and F that. And, I'll probably get done for hate speech. So let them do it. But if I get copyrighted for their voice or their music, I'll go and ask them, can I use their music? So I'm after quite a lot of people. I'm after quite a few bigger people that can copyright their music without them copyrighting me. So I'm trying to do it the good way as well. Because I've been playing troupe music for 30 years, guys, in dance fucking halls all around the fucking world, man. And you know what? I have a voice. Whether you want to hear it or not, I'm going to say it. Anyway,
I agree.
So that's what just last night I had a bit of a shitty show. I might have upset a few people, but you know what? I'm sorry, guys, if you're listening, and you know what? It's just my voice. That's all it is. So,
Listen, you're always going to upset.
I know, of course. I find that I look at it this way. Okay, there's going to be barriers in my way. Always barriers in my way. But you tell me what? Instead of going through the barriers, you jump over the barriers. You don't hurt anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't smash through it all till you get to the end, and then you just put your head down and go smash the whole lot of them. But I'm looking for the fucking whole lot. I'm looking for everyone that's involved. Not you, that the people are Mandela effect. I'm looking for the top guy to go, do you know what? I want the answer. If you don't tell me, I'm going to sit you down in a chair, tie you to it, and make you tell me the answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck that shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm not messing. I'm not a gangster, but I used to be.
But you'll learn a lot about people.
Yeah,
because
of course,
if you said something wrong, some people just hold a grudge and never give you a chance to leave.
But yeah,
people who come back and talk to you, that's the people you want. That's the subs you want. The people who, hey, you said something wrong, they didn't agree with it, but it's not like you're an asshole, I never want to see you again.
Yeah, I just want to be everyone's friends. You know what I mean? Until I'm your friend, until I'm not your friend, I'm your friend. And if I'm your friend, I'm your friend, and I've known you forever, and that's the way I talk to you. Whether you're my friend or not, it's up to you whether you decide or not. You know what I mean? But everyone I will treat them. I will call them the same as I would call everyone else. How you doing? All right, bros, or whatever. Even just mess around with them. But you know what?
You can't please everybody.
Exactly. But you know what? I'm just. If you build it, they will come. That's all I'm saying. If you build it, they will come. And I'm trying to build something myself. And whether you want to think I'm crazy or not, or whatever, I have a message from my own head to tell you. So not only you, but I'm telling myself interdimensionally as well. And whilst I'm traveling through whatever the fuck space I'm in, because this is not my world. I'm trying to find my way back, and if I find my way back to that world, I'll open that portal and let you all in, for fuck's sake. But I'm going to the top. I've been to CERN, man. I've been in CERN. I've been in outside CERN. I've seen Tom Hanks walk in there, and fucking them, and I know people have been all around the place. Like yourselves, you went in with you said you went in and it looks all different in there. And you think they turn it off? They don't turn that off. That's on all the time, all the time.
Well, I think it was Sunday. I think it was our show on Sunday, and somebody at the end was like, "Oh, finally, you guys are talking about some Mandela effect." It's like, dude, we talk about everything.
Yeah, that's what it's open topics. Open topics. Yeah,
like
there's good channels for that. I leave them alone. They've got some outstanding information. I can go on for fucking hours, and I got Mandela effect. I can pick up a magazine and find 50. I can talk about it, but it's. I don't know if I believe them or not. Well, you don't have to. I mean. Number one, Mandela effect. The font is wrong on everything. There you go. The font. Wherever you go, there's a font wrong. If the font is universally wrong on everything, you got to ask yourself, number one, are we in a fucking simulation?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
I put myself in a simulation. Figure it out. Figure out the way out.
Like this Thursday, I'm excited. We're talking Bigfoot on Thursday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We'll squeeze in some Mandela effect in it.
Of course.
But we're talking Bigfoot. This is exciting. I love it.
Yeah.
So if you only watch us to hear Mandela effect, then you're on the wrong channel.
Of course. It's open. Yeah. I done Flat Earth last night. I had Sven P and Stacey B on last night. We were talking Flat Earth because there's a tour starting the UK tour starting this Saturday. So I'm involved with them and lifting the lid, and I'm trying to promote that, But
Is that this weekend in
this
UK?
Weekend to start? Yes, I think it's on Saturday the 13th. This weekend coming up, I think it's in Exeter. Tracy will know the dates. Tracy, can you tell me what dates? Tracy will know. Whatever dates. It does start this Saturday, and I think it's in. It's Bournemouth. It's in a few other places as well. So the Flat Earth tour. But it's called the Truth. It's called the Global Eye Tour.
And I think maybe Brian helped me on this one. I think Karen B said they're working on one in Vegas in October.
Yeah. That's. See, I want to get. I know a lot of people in London. I probably get a big fucking stadium. I was standing in a field last year with 3,000 people, right, doing security. I could have been up on that stage shouting, okay, you're coming here to sit and listen to a DJ for 3 hours. Okay, let me listen to me for 20 minutes. Let me listen to me. Let's listen to me for 20 minutes, and then you can listen to fucking dance music. That's what I'll do. I'll talk about flat earth. I'll talk about Mandela effects in front of a concert. No fucking problem. But you know what? I'll make you come there. You'll enjoy the whole food, the whole knock. If you listen to me for 20 minutes, then you can enjoy the 3-hour show. If you don't listen to me, fuck off and don't come back to the show. Do you know what I mean? Well, let's get people in there. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. If I can get someone up to say Mandela effect on a fucking live stage somewhere, people might know what it is, but they'll think about it and they'll go off and research it. Because everyone is Mandela affected. Wake up. You just don't know it yet. Do you know what I mean? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'm just talking out of my arse, guys. You know what I mean?
I do see people.
I do think
I don't see a light in some people, though. I don't see a light in some people. I've tried. I don't see them as living. I see them as living and functioning, but not alive. Mm-hmm. Now, I always talk about that because I can see a light. And if they don't have, like, I'm going to call it God. If they don't have God in you, if I don't see God in you that woke you up, that God woke you up, you're going to have a light in you.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be a little bit different than the other person. And been in you your entire life. I'm not saying people that just woke up with God and I just woke up with God in me. Most people were atheists. God's been inside of them their entire lives.
Of course.
That's why they've made it out of them disasters. The
thing is, it's the true God. It's the true God. It's not the gods that we talk about. It's the true God that is in you. It's all within. It's in your DNA or whatever you want to call DNA or RNA, whatever you want to call it to that level. We know it. We know it's all lies. All these fake gods that we're meant to be fucking praising and all that kind of shit. They're all fake. Even the ones that are here. But we were talking about Ra last night. You know, Ra with a small A. You know, that lad that was in Egypt. Then you're talking about his dad, Ra with the big A. He's the big dude, you know. He's the one that's down here doing whatever, fucking Ra and all them. They're all a part of CERN. That fucking, what's his name? The Celtic god. I can't remember his fucking name. He's in the bottom of CERN. He looks like the fucking devil, man. He's a big fucking horned beast. They made a 9-foot fucking creature underneath CERN, but he cannot leave because he sucks the energy out of CERN. He needs that energy. And what he's now sucking out of CERN is people's emotions, because he feeds on emotion. Like the whole brain, the MK Ultra, they've switched that from CERN to an MK Ultra machine as well. And they're not only just taking their consciousness, they're taking consciousness from the universe as well. Now, if you believe there's a space or not a space, but you try to explain space to someone who doesn't believe in space, it's like trying to say what an invisible color is. No, I don't believe there's space. I believe there's energy out there, above or beyond or whatever. If there is, if you think of a dome, or whatever, a glass dome, a fucking chrome dome, whatever. The reason why we can't get past it because it's all energy. We cannot get past that energy because no ship will go past that energy because it's different type of energy. But if you take an inch of space, there's enough energy in that to fuel and light up the world forever. They don't use that because they hide it. They make us pay for power. Electricity's fucking free, man. You can make a fucking, you can make something in your house to, give you free electricity. But who's the one that tells us we should pay them?
Well, it's in the ether sphere. Exactly. We have evidence of it in the ether sphere. That's what Tesla was talking about.
Exactly.
It's in the ether sphere.
Tesla might have been right. You know what I mean? But then he wasn't from here. He was born under a shooting star and everything, all that kind of mad shit that was going on. Planets alignment and all, whatever. His consciousness came straight here to this body and moved on. He knew this fucking world he was off its access straight away when he arrived. And now where are we? The North Pole near Canada somewhere now, is it? Or is it near Russia or somewhere? Kind of. It's
The evidence for electricity in the ether sphere comes from, I was reading about the V1 bombs. I mean, there's a whole lot of Mandela effects with the V1 bombs. Nice. And they actually had the first remote, let me use this word again, remote aircraft, a remote aircraft in the 1930s they were experimenting. In the 1930s, you had remote aircraft, which requires a remote control with your hand.
Say that again, so the 19 what?
Yeah, like around the 1930s.
Well, Tesla made the first remote control car in 1889.
Well, see,
first remote control. So, where do you think he got that from?
It requires electricity through the air.
Oh yeah.
So
I know what you mean.
It's showing evidence even back in the early 1900s that they've got power in the ether. So that you had remote control things in the air at that time. You didn't have it back home. You didn't.
Two magnets, some copper wire, you can make a bulb light up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
easily,
you can
easily.
make
And
you can use a potato for fucking electricity. Jesus Christ, everyone went to science.
potato, lemon juice. Lemon juice. The technology is always
Lemon
there.
juice, man. Fucking friction, man. Friction. Just rub your hands together, man. For fuck's sake, rub your hands together.
Yeah.
That makes electricity. You know,
We're
we're all static electricity. We're all static electricity.
You
We're just
do-
static. We're just static in the one area. We can't fucking move out because they've got us trapped with all these vibrations stuck in this meat suit, or even our consciousness can't move out of this fucking atmosphere. And they're pounding it now. This year, I don't want to bring up the whole China shit, but this whole thing is all about vaccines, guys. 369, 3, which is March. Okay, let's fucking spread it.
Yeah.
June, they're going to spread it all over the fucking world, which is basically not spread it all over the world. By June, they should have a whole worldwide, okay, fear. And by September, they will be throwing out the vaccines to shove a fucking needle up your arse and put what you cannot put in you now because you will not go to the doctor.
Let me throw a few shout outs. There's some people in here.
Sorry, guys.
No, this is like the first time I've seen these people in here, so I just want to do a few shout outs. Michael Haley, thank you for stopping by. Flat Ford, thank you very much, Ryan. Mike, Nikita, which I keep saying it wrong. I apologize. Casey, Smoking NG Sharp. That's a cool name. Love that.
It is pretty cool, yes.
Of course, Casey's awesome. Jeff Ray. I see Jeff Ray and Gainer. Happy Feet Gal. I don't know if I've seen Al Peak before. If you've been here before, I apologize.
Ali Peak. My beautiful Ali Peak. She's beautiful.
This is your first time, welcome. Ghostly 333. Thank you. I've always see you here. Tracy Butler, you're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some people talk about wrenches. When I use StreamYard, I can't tell who has wrenches or not. So don't think that I'm ignoring you. Mm-hmm. It's just I don't see it on my StreamYard. It doesn't show you.
Yeah, sometimes the StreamYards, if you find in your StreamYard it's slow, it takes about 5 minutes for the live comments to come through it. Yeah,
there is a delay. Gain Ball, thank you for coming by. But I'm not going to go through everybody's name.
No.
Queen of Swords, Brian Stavely, of course. He was on the show earlier. I just want to give a few people shout out. The Witch Goddess stopped by, which I respect. I love her. She's awesome. Mm-hmm. So, hey, and guys, it looks like I'm like 60 subs away from 2,000.
Wow. Are you serious? Wow, man.
People away. So,
oh, brilliant.
Guys,
let me share this shit. Let me get you 60 more subs. I don't need to do it, but they're coming. So
tell your friends. Tell whoever you know. I'm close to 2,000.
Yeah, let's get
I appreciate. I love you guys. I'm so close. Do what you can.
Will two of my 200 of mine jump up and make you to 2? Fucking hell, let's get you to 2,000, guys, man. And then the next one is 3, and then you don't have to worry about it. Just keep coming.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
I just want to say I'm so close, and I just want to thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Just 60 more people, man. Just come on, tell people about it. And let everybody know that we talk Mandela effect. We'll talk flat Earth. Now, I'm not an expert in flat Earth at all, but I have people come on who explains it very well, like Brian.
Oh yeah, Brian
Joey
is the
Roca,
man.
Lifting the Lid. Mike from they all come in. I want to get this corrected because on Sunday somebody said, "Why the hell you have Mandela effect in your screen when you're not even talking about it?" Because I bring people on to talk about it for me, to give me the understanding why it's real. Okay, so tell everybody to jump on, and I appreciate every single one of you. Rethink everything. I see you in here, so I like that. I just want to thank the Academy.
But you know what, guys? You know what?
Susie Q, thank you. Voynich is back.
Voynich is back.
All right, you guys can continue. I just want to do a fast shout out.
Yeah,
Adam M is now here. She's loving it. We love you too, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
Welcome aboard.
Can I do a favor, lads? Can I ask you?
It's yours right now.
Let me ask you a favor. Let me ask you a favor, guys. While I'm here, I have you.
Go for it.
Right, so I want both of your favorite tunes. Your favorite song ever made, Eric. Go for it.
It's hard to say number one, but if I did like a top 5, I would say a song by Oingo Boingo called "Dead Man's Party" is one of my favorites.
You stole mine.
"Ball and Chain" from Social Distortion is one of my favorites.
Okay.
There's a band called Ned's Atomic Dustbin. They do a song called "Kill the Television," which I love.
I love that.
The Ramones,
The Ramones.
Blitzing Bop. I love Blitzing Bop. I love the Ramones.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you, Robert? What's your favorite song of all time?
Oh
Now-
God, I don't know where to start, man. I'm just gonna ramble off some
That's
stuff.
my top 5. And
Okay, well,
Talking Heads. Like Talking Heads, This Is the Place.
Talking Heads. Okay.
REM. I Am Superman. I am Superman. Pretty much.
See, I love music, man. I've been going to concerts my whole life.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking you that.
Man, I've seen everything in the 80s. I've seen Rat, Motley Crue. I've seen Motley. I've seen punk bands, rock.
Yeah,
I've seen everything. You know?
So
and,
if you were to pick one of your top 5, let me just we call it Dead
Man's Party. Go for it. Dead Man's Party.
The reason why I'm asking is because I'm doing videos for other channels as well. I'm just doing promotional videos. So I want to put a song that might mean something to you in a video that might, not promote your channel, but you know what I mean? Just so you can put on. I can put whatever you want in it, but it's a song, put use in it, and I'll share it as well. I want to do that for you because you've been, a guiding light for me as well. So I want to get the two of you just to say, okay, agree on a song for your channel. Which one would it be? Gypsy Road?
Dead Man's Party. Bob likes Dead Man's Party. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one too. I like Talking Heads, This Is the Place.
This is the place. Okay, this is the place.
Yeah.
Talking Heads, this is the place. Okay.
I think that's what it's called.
And of course, one of the best remake songs of all time was done by Social Distortion, Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire, okay. So,
Ring of Fire is one of the best remakes. Social Distortion did so much that song.
Ring of Fire.
What's the name of Social Distortion? What was the name of the song?
Ring of Fire. It's
Ring
one of
of
the
Fire.
best remakes of that song I've ever heard in my life.
Okay, so I'll do Talking Heads. This is the place for your song. For then I'll do one for each as well. But the reason why I'm doing this is because I've just got. Otherwise, I'll just be fucking talking shit to myself in my own house. You know what I mean? So let me try something. I'll be back to you in about an hour.
Oh no, we used to live in the day where we used to all jump back of a truck. Pick up trucks where we were allowed to and go to concerts. We all went to Oingo Boingo back of a truck.
That's
Yes.
right, man.
Freezing cold, driving in the fog.
Let's see. Most people in Mandela effect, the old school panty raids, tailgating parties.
Oh man, we used to stop people in it. We used to. Maybe I shouldn't say we were little fuckers. We used to rob cars every now and then. We were cops and do drug busts. But yeah, we used to do that at concerts as well. We used to do some great concerts. I made some really, really cool people, some really, really cool rappers as well. Some people that I don't really want to mention who they are, but they know who they are. What I'm trying to do, as I say, the reason why I'm doing this music is because I'm going to ask people, can I copyright their music without getting copyright, and then that's an official one for yourselves. Even the person that owns the song cannot take it down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to do for people.
Bob's son ruined my chances of going backstage with the band Real Big Fish.
How?
Oh, wow.
Bob's son ruined my chances to go backstage with Real Big Fish. I took your son. Your son was like 9 or 10 years old, and my son was 9 or 10. Took him to the Real Big Fish concert. And some guy goes, I love a father who takes kids to this show, and gave me backstage passes. So I went to go backstage, and they go, you can't come back here with kids.
What the fuck?
I would have been. Oh, what the fuck?
Real Big
got
Fish. Party with these fuckers.
You got it because you had kids. That's the whole idea of having those tickets.
Adam M. Love Social Distortion.
Love Social Distortion.
Social Distortion, my boys. They're my boys. They're from Orange County. We live in California.
Nice.
They're my boys. Mike Ness. They're my boys.
Yeah. On my top list, yeah. That CCR and
Oh my God. You can't party without CCRs. You have a card game, you gotta have CCR on.
Leonard Skinner, who can't fucking rock without Leonard Skinner?
I think the
CCR. What was the best song you ever heard in a movie that used a CCR song?
It's American Way of London.
And what was the song?
I see a
Bad Moonrise.
I see.
Every time I hear that song, baby, I'm thinking of somebody turning into a wolf.
Don't go out tonight. You're bound to be.
You know,
it's
Pink Floyd
funny
is
before
awesome band. Yes.
before TV came out. You know, you'd hear the song, you'd make up your own video in your head. That's what you do. You don't. Well, that's what I think they would have done. I've always been in the TV generation, but you know, that's what music does. I suppose it brings back memories, it brings back emotions, and then you connect with your feelings. That's been happening with a lot of them. It's distorted with other shit behind it. You know, back tracks or whatever that you don't see, like a subliminal message. Well, you see, if you see,
well, you know what they're doing. You know what they're doing.
Actually, people, all the governments and all everything else. Well, you know, then again, I could be crazy.
Well, the music.
But I look at music.
They're using certain
music is my safe place. Movies are my safe place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where I.
Well, they admitted they're using certain tones. They admitted it. They're using specific tones that are comfortable for your ear to hear. They're using specific tones. Taylor Swift.
It's a weapon.
Pop music, yes.
Yeah, it's a weapon.
Yeah. It's all propaganda music now, and they're using specific tones that get you trapped in it. In fact, I don't even listen to FM. I listen to AM radio only. I've only ever listened to AM radio. I listen to AM only.
Artists.
Only old. What, we lose you? Yeah, I listen to AM oldies only. That's all I listen to.
I saw that testing. They were doing testing on Justin Bieber's music and how the tones of almost all these songs are exactly the same.
Yeah, they're using undertones.
My stream is actually a little bit
and this.
slow there. I didn't hear a word you said there.
Oh,
no, there was thing about they actually did proof on how pop music, like Justin Bieber and them, has this certain little sound that's easy for young kids to hear, and they like easy. Then like somebody wrote in there, Freebird.
Oh yeah,
from these bands, you know, that like ZZ Top, that you know, pop music does that simple thing that.
But if you layers, yeah,
multiple. He's in a sidebar. We got a musician guy at a sidebar. He'll probably tell you all that. These multiple layers.
It's easy manipulated. That's all I could say. Everything is manipulated as fuck. You know, if you look at subliminal messaging, that's been using that for quite a long time. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the sound is breaking up on my side.
Absolutely.
Well,
sorry, man.
Yeah, exactly. Multiple layers. That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to unprogram the fucking shit out of people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We hit the 2 hour mark. I'm gonna wind down right now. I'm gonna wind the show down. But before we wind it down, let me everybody have the last word. So, system failure. What do you want to say before we get off the air?
Yes. Oh, listen, Ted. Thank you, everyone in the sports panel. You know, appreciate everyone who's. And you know what, guys? You know what? You've been in my head for quite a long time, and I love doing. And I'm sorry I haven't been over and on to your shows for quite a while. But you know what? I love you to pieces, and you know we just get busy getting busy, you know. But let me do a couple of tunes for you.
You're busy.
Let me just change my face.
You do cool.
That was it. That was good. That was good.
So I want to thank everybody for jumping in. Yes, Vonage and the 80s, man. Hey, Vonage, I'm going to the Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, Joan Jett concert in August, so I'm excited for that. But everybody, seriously, this Thursday we got the Sea Squatchers jumping on, and we're gonna be talking Bigfoot, Dogman, and we'll mix in some Mandela Effect to see what these girls know about Mandela Effect. They might know something, they might not. But I'm really excited. It's something different. And I hope all of you guys jump back on Thursday. And that's it, guys. I'll see you guys Thursday.
Simple and sweet.
Just one touch and I'm lost inside your love. Just one touch means more.